Now, this was a totally different type of method. I'll use the drawing I did for that. I would have maybe placed other things into it. I'm using very soft paper, but we'll see what it's like. And I'm going to wet the back. It is slightly hot pressed, and this might be a problem. So if you've got hot pressed, you'll see how difficult it might be to do this technique on it. I might have to make another video. Now, see, it's just like blotting paper. But, whoops. But once I turn it over, oh, I can see the light coming through. And it'll start to dry. So I'll just slightly, let's put this in. And I've wet the back because, let's see, I just didn't want to have too many baubles. That's why I've dampened it down a little bit, but because it's wet on the back, it should be all right. Oh, I've managed to get paint on that, but that'll link up with the colour. So just ignore me. And I'm going to paint the flower later. I'm going to put the background in first. I might go for a, I'll just stick with this brush. I wouldn't, people that do this often leave it to dry for, 10 minutes or so once they've really given it a good soak. But rather than switch the camera off and back on again and join the video, I'm just going to bash on. Let's see what happens. It's a good idea to use something that doesn't stain. And do you know, I'm going to use ultramarine blue. So I should have some here. I'll just put it, I should have some out, I think I actually do. Tons. Now, do you know, rather than, I could just clean that off my brush. Let's just see what it looks like. Let's see, we'll have, I'm looking again, there's some flowers down there. We've got one up there, might have the yellow in it. I've got another one coming in there, so I might just, and I've got another one coming below, so maybe I'll just go around like this. Let's see. Of course, you can, if you want to leave that absolutely white, you don't go over the edge. Or you can lift it out if it's a non-staining colour. Well, let's see, that'll be okay. The one down here won't be quite so dark. And that's only if you want to, if you don't want any shadows on the petals. If I do, I can put in a little bit. I can come over and I'll just put a little bit in there. Right, but you can see the way it's rubbing up. Not the best of paper. Let's go for the ultramarine, which is what I was going to do in the first place. But sometimes just going for it. See how it's not runny at all, that now. So I can put in, I would prefer to stand up to do this, but let's go for it. I might just change over to a different brush soon, because it's not running in. Let's see what happens. Right, we're going to have to do a different, use a different paper. Now this just, it's actually not a bad thing. because it shows you how different papers, you know, just don't do what you want them to do. That's because, let's see, we'll go for a bit more ultramarine. You can change your colours, of course. Well, that one isn't going to open. I'm trying to use up all my paints before cobalt lifts off as well. This is a new one, so let's see. Found my ultramarine, French ultramarine. But I think I'm maybe going to have to redraw this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the brush to see if that makes any difference at all. Let's see what goes. I've lost my line. Oh well, let's see. I'll bring this along on Friday to show you. I can go darker and darker. I've changed over to a slightly smaller brush. And let's see. This is cobalt and ultramarine together. Because to tell you the truth, I actually put out the wrong one. And of course, see what happens if I add in, that's a violet. That's better. And it's just getting to know your, let's see, let's put a wee bit more over here. I'm still adding in the blue. Let's see, I don't know what's going on in there actually, so we're just making it up. I'm going to have orange there, orange there, orange there, maybe some orange there, and let's darken this. I'm going to just I've taken water, I'm going to make this run a bit more, so I've taken a bit more water, a bit more paint, use up the rest of the blue, and let's see what I can put in here. Could have light. Let's put a tiny bit against the purple. I don't know what's going to happen there, but I just fancied putting it. And we'll leave it at that.